Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm Rachel Earing, and today I'm going to talk to you about a free app on Apple devices. It is only available on Apple devices, but it's there for you and your family to work together for stress, anxiety, depression. It helps with fear of flying, it helps with insomnia, and it helps you all communicate together at a very different level. Okay, so I'm just going to show you briefly. So this is my iPad, okay, and on here is the app, okay, Tap Around the Clock. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. So we're just going to go on to there, okay, and it takes you initially to the instructions screen. Okay, so once you've read the instructions, you can either go to app, okay, and you've got show again or not, and it basically tells you how to use the app because there's different ways of using it. It's a 24-hour process, okay, so that any time of the day or night, depending on when you open up the app, it will go to the exact time zone that you are in. So here it's between 3 and 5 p.m, and between 3 and 5 p.m it is bladder meridian time, which means your bladder meridian is working at its optimum time between 3 and 5 p.m. But it also means, okay, for those advanced ones, it means that between 3 and 5 a.m, the opposite times, that's when your bladder is at its weakest, okay, which is why a lot of you might get up for a wee in the middle of the night. So it says here, start at the top of the eyebrow on the forehead, and there's a picture here as to where you would start tapping, okay, and then from the symptoms below you can select up to 2 symptoms with the intention and use the script provided and use and say it with intention. So we go here and there's a symptoms button and we click that at the bottom, and then what it does is it lists here, okay, negative emotions. I know it's back to front, you can pick 2 of those, or physical symptoms, or you can even do affirmations, okay, you can do positive emotions. So I'm just going to select 2 emotions, and these are emotions that start off getting stuck in the bladder meridian, okay, that's where they start off, and they might move, but this is where they start off, okay. So let's go with feeling frightened and annoyed. Okay, so I've pressed those and it's come up with frightened and annoyed. Okay, and then you would press here to start the button and you get 30 seconds. So what actually happens is you press here, you start to tap here and say, even though I have felt annoyed and frightened, I accept that I have, and I accept me. Even though I have felt frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have felt these symptoms, frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have felt these symptoms, I am frightened and annoyed and I accept me. Okay? And that's one round. Then what actually happens once you finish that round, it automatically takes you to the next meridian. And it does this all the way around a 24-hour clock. Okay? So it now moves on to 5 and 7 p.m, which is the kidney meridian. And this is here, just on the collarbone. Okay? And you can then go down to the symptoms and you can select 2 more emotions. Okay? Now your bladder and your kidney meridian are very linked, so the emotions are the same. Okay? So I would advise you click on the same emotions, frightened and annoyed, okay, to give this a double whammy of tapping. Okay? And you press here. So even though I have felt frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have been frightened and annoyed, I accept that I have and I accept me. Even though I have been frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have been frightened and annoyed in the past, I accept that I have and I accept me just as I am. Okay? And then it moves on to the next symptom. Now, the wording here, okay, is a guide, and for you to be able to use it as a guide and fluctuate it as it suits you. Okay, and it's the same with the symptoms. So what you may actually wish to do here is, when you reach this stage, you may just want to swipe across. Oh, we can't swipe across on this one because we've actually started the process of going round the clock. Okay, so you can either, on this point, you can either carry on with frightened and annoyed and click on these points here and just use it and stay with frightened and annoyed, and then just continue through all the tapping points until you're back at the beginning where you started. Okay, and you will have gone all around the 24-hour clock. And what that's doing is actually aligning your system, okay, so that it flows. You're back in flow with who you are. Okay, so you just press start and then you'd carry on. Okay, so that's to explain how this side of affairs work, if I can get my tongue around it. So this is how the symptoms programs work. So we'll go on frightened and annoyed. So even though I have felt these symptoms, okay, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have felt these symptoms of being frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Even though I have felt these symptoms, frightened and annoyed, I accept that they are there and I accept me. Okay, and you carry on doing that until it goes round again, and you get your 5 seconds warning that you're coming to the end of that phrase, and it moves you on to the next one, as I said. So it takes you all the way around the clock. So we're going to go back to home. So this app is called Tap Around the Clock. It's a very simple app. Okay, it's great for the kids to use, it's great for you to use. Once it's downloaded, it's on your phone, it's on your laptop forever. Okay, there's no uploads on this, so it basically means you don't need the internet to use it. So once you've downloaded, it's there for you to use. So when you're on an aeroplane, okay, and you're frightened of flying and you need a mindfulness tool to do, this is great before you get on the plane. It's great while you're on the plane. It's helped me get through an awful lot of bumps and moves around on the flight, and it's actually cleared a lot of my major symptoms for the fear of flying. Okay, so just be aware of how you can use this. This can also be used as a guide to start the process of using the EFT techniques. Okay, so you come up with your own symptoms and your own way of tapping, and this can just be a reminder tool of where to tap, okay, for some of the points. So there's lots of ways of actually using this. If you go on to info, it actually lets you know that you can use, there are some side effects, so you might burp, yawn, fart, giggle, cry, okay, because what is inside actually needs to find a way out. So it's got to find a hole, it's got to find a way out, and that could just be through your skin. Okay, it can be used for jet lag and night shift alignment. You can use your own script to sort of work from. You can make up your own script as you go along. It explains why tapping works. You can measure your progress if you give yourself a starting point between 0 and 10 of how you're feeling before you start and how you're feeling after you've done that round of tapping. So it goes through all the side effects. And then there is the contact information, which takes you through to the website for any future details, for programs that are being run, and for any other information that you might need. So, lovely to see you all. Hope you come back and visit again soon. Don't forget, download your free app, Tap Around the Clock, and get tapping, everyone.